Radhey Radhey. In the discussion on the topic of the nature of God and soul relationship, I ended my talk last week on the note of what is the sequence of all worldly relationships in simple terms, in layman's language, if you will. So you have a relationship with the neighbors, but closer still is a relationship with the servant. Closer still is a relationship with friends. Closer than friends are parents and children. Closer still is the relationship with the husband or the wife. But the closest and the most intimate relationship we have is with our own body. The body is truly our own. It can never act against us. Looking at others, we see many faults. Oh, he's too tall, she's too tall, he's too short, she's too short, he's too dark, she's too dark. Look at his nose, look at his ears. Oh, look at her eyes. So while we see many faults in other people around us, when we see our own body in the mirror, we become ecstatic. Oh, wow, look at me. I know God is number one, but I am certainly number two. Every individual in the world is most attached to his or her own body. But even the body leaves us one day. When the time of death arrives, we have to leave even our own body behind. Because this body was created within the mother's body, so we have to leave it behind. Moreover, it is made of 5 structural elements: earth, water, air, fire, and space, and they will all merge into their reason. Earth will mix into earth, water into water, fire into fire, air into air, space into space. Everything comes full circle. Our body and the waste produced by it go into making of fertilizer. Before death and after. This fertilizer is mixed with the earth, and the earth in turn yields wheat and other grains. We consume these grains. The food we eat is converted into juices, from juices blood, from blood flesh, from flesh bone, then marrow, and then seminal fluid. Then the body is created from the combination of the seminal fluid from the father and menstrual blood of the mother. Upon death, the body mixes with the earth and yields foodstuff. We then eat that food, which ultimately becomes seminal fluid. Now, this is the sequence that has been carried on forever. This is what the body is all about. Now, if we think about it logically, how can we say that we have an eternal relationship with this body? And even as long as we have the body in our possession, there are dozens of problems with it. There are aches and pains in different places in the body. We tend to these problems and run to doctors, get treatments, get medications. We become a slave to our body. How can the body be our well-wisher? The point here is that anyone and everyone in this world whom we consider our well-wisher, including our own material physical body, cannot be our true relative. For all the reasons that I've explained earlier. First, everyone that we have whom we call our relative, they call us their relative. Our relationship is centered around fulfillment of our own selfish motives and self-interest. Also, there's no guarantee how long anyone is going to be with us. And even if they were with us for the entire lifetime or for as long as we are around, then how long, of course, for as long as they're with us, what will happen when they die? Everyone around us will go to their own destination depending on the karmas that they have performed in their given lifetime. So relationships in this world are temporary, they're transient. So whether it's anyone around us in our life, our relationships, physical relationships, or even our body cannot be our true relative. The most important thing to realize is that we desire others to provide us with happiness, and yet they have no idea what happiness is in the first place. They don't. So who is then our true relative? Only that personality who has nothing to gain from us, and the one single motive behind each and every thought and each and every action and each and every deed is to give and to give and to give. And who could that personality be? This question will be answered in my upcoming talk. श्रीमत सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, श्रीमत युगल सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।